Gentlemen, behold. Alright, so today for you guys I have footage for the new game Sandland. Now this game is by Bandai Namco. It's actually the first game of its series, but it's based off a one-shot series, which is like kind of like a standalone series of the same name, and it's basically about a little demon prince who helps, I guess, save the world. And I don't want to say too much without spoiling anything, but this is by the late great Akira Toriyama. You know, rest in peace. He died recently, about a month ago, and the whole all of manga went down in sadness. Like everybody was just so blown because this guy. You have to understand, if you don't know who he is, if you're a younger guy, you have to understand this guy pretty much gave a whole like multiple generations of he inspired multiple generations of artists, and it's not even just manga, it's also games and other stuff too, because people a lot of people tend to forget that he was also the designer for all the Dragon Quest games and all the Chrono Trigger games, and all those games are pretty much the games that like inspired. Oh, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure they inspired Final Fantasy. I'm like 100. I could definitely be wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's just such a great icon, and it's just so sad to see him go. And so I felt like, why not? I wanted to try this demo out and see what they're doing with his creation. Now, this game is called Sandland, and the demo is actually really cool because it kind of just gives you the starting area and just says, yeah, you can just do whatever you want here. And it gives you the whole open world, so you get to explore around the, I guess, desert land, and it's really cool. So the combat in the game, if you ever played Kakarot, it's kind of like that, but you can't fly or do any of like the flying shit. Instead of like the flying and stuff you would do in Dragon Ball Z, it kind of centers around vehicles. And vehicles are like the number one, are like the most important thing. There's a vehicle for moving around, which is like your motorcycle. There's also a tank, which I think is the strongest vehicle because it does the most damage and out of all of them. But I think the most funnest vehicle is the mech suit, which I had. If out of all the suits, I think I had the most fun with that one, just being the shadow stuff and like dodging towards stuff and just being their ass. It was really cool. The demo has no objective that I know of or that I can see. It just lets you just. It just says, "Here's the game. Have at it." And I think that's really neat. I feel like they're very confident in the game if they're gonna take that approach, and it tells you at the very beginning of the demo that this is cited for change, and not everything that's gonna be here will be there, and maybe they'll change some things. So take everything in this video with a grain of salt. It's not gonna be 100%. The one thing I did find kind of annoying, and this is the same thing if you watched my Kakarot video, and that is there's a lot of repeated voice lines. Like this dude talked about how demons can withstand the heat for like 4 or 5 times. Like he goes like, "How are you guys so cold? I'm so cold." Like, oh, I don't know. He said, "How are you guys so hot? It's so hot here. I never mind the heat." And the other guy's like, "Yeah, me too." Well, I guess maybe heat and demons like each other, or some shit like that. And I just feel like that was cool at first, but after like they said that shit like 6 or 7 times, I'm like, all right, dude, you guys, you guys need to make sure you have more dialogue. Also, that's one of the few negative things. Also, another negative thing is that I don't know if it was because of the demo, so I'm not allowed to do things, but there are certain areas I couldn't get to. Like you could tell, you needed some sort of thing, and I think even the main character of the game makes a comment is like, "Oh, we need a jumping robot to get over here," and sadly, I don't have any jumping robots. So let's just get into the vehicle stuff. The vehicle stuff is the name of the game. You get 5 vehicles apparently. When you enter the vehicle tab, you get 5 vehicles to pick from. The demo gives you a mech suit, tank, and a motorbike. Motorbike is for travel, tank is for damage and fighting, and mech suit's for fighting too. And also for puzzles too, because there are some places where you have to jump, and the mech suit's the best for jumping. Uh, you can also customize them and change them so that you can fit them to your playstyle or change them how you want to change them. and they also have special abilities and special things. And speaking of special abilities, I'll get into that in a second. Let me continue the vehicle stuff. So the customization is pretty cool. So you can customize vehicles to the way that you like and that you want to play, and I think that's really neat. I feel like if they're gonna go that system, I really want to see what more stuff they're going to be able to add. And I like how you can also design the mech suit. You can make it like tankier, so it's better for combat, or you can actually take off the armor and put in a cannon and make it much stronger for long range combat. But it's a mech suit. I'm trying to get in there. I'm trying to get in there. I'm trying to scrap. That's about it for the vehicle. So when you're on foot, you kind of have these moves. You have an evasion move, you have a combo move, and you have he also can do launching combos to where if you press square, circle, he'll do like an uppercut, and you can jump in the air and continue them. You can also do this on the mech robot too, which does a devastating uppercut. But on his regular stuff, I kind of felt that the regular style combat was kind of borderline useless, especially with like bosses and bigger opponents, because it's just the vehicles are just so much stronger and so much better. But then I actually found a ruin. I found like a little ruin, and I explored the ruin. So I'm like, okay, so this is what the regular combat is for. When you enter these kind of areas and you have to explore and you have to find your way and do all this shit. Like I said, this is I think going to be the coolest part of the game is just exploring. Before I get into that, before I get into that, let me talk anything else about the comment. Oh yeah, so you have two friends, you have two followers, Thief and Rao. Rao was like a human guy. He's pretty cool. He kind of tells commentary about the world and stuff like that. And his special abilities, he can summon. He fights with you by like attacking enemies, or if you do the little if you hold L1, it brings up a menu, and his support menu attack or his support move is that he'll bring out his own tank. So you can actually have two tanks if you're driving yours and he's in his. The other guy, Thief, he doesn't really do much. His only ability in this game is that can like pull out a present and he throws it at the enemy, kind of like reminiscent to a Hercules move. You know, Hercules used to do that kind of stuff, where he would give you a present and the present would explode. But other than that, that's all the followers really do, except like I said before, repeating the same fucking dialogue over and over again. That's about it for the combat and what combat. So at the end, so the real honey of the game, it seems, is going to be exploration and crafting, because a lot of the places when you fight enemies, they'll have like little caves you can enter and you can grab loot and whatnot. So you grab the loot and you fight like little. You can also fight little area bosses, which I assume later on in the game give you special items for crafting, which I feel like is the only reason there should be there. And yeah, about the ruins. The ruins are really cool too. I found ruins which I got to explore. I couldn't get past a certain part. I feel like maybe you're not supposed to be there, or maybe you need a certain item from the game to get later. But that was about it. Exploration, like I said, they give you a pretty big area to explore, especially for a free demo. And I heard there's more. There's a forest area, so like there's a lot more areas. The one thing I'm a little worried about is the game kind of feels a little barren. I know that's probably the idea, especially because it's supposed to be a wasteland, and the game is called Sandland. But I feel like maybe they should probably maybe try to add events or add something to try and spice up the world a bit. This is my little take. I did like it when I found places and they would say, "Oh, remember here? Oh yeah, I haven't been here since I was a kid." That was cool. They should add a lot more of that, and I feel like they probably will for the end game. But that's just my 2 cents, and that's about it. I think this game is gonna be a cool game. I think when it comes out, maybe I'll pick it up on release. Uh, it's but once again, this is a new IP by the late great Akira, so I feel a lot of the his fans are gonna just be buying this game out of respect to him. So I feel like the devs should definitely not use this to milk him, but to pay respect to him, and like they should make this even more amazing and make it really cool. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can say. Anything else I want to say about the game? Yeah, that's all I can think about that I want to say about the game. It's a great time. It's a fun time. It's and also like I said, it's a demo. So if you want to give it a try, give it a try. It's free. There's no reason not to just give it a try. I played on PS4. I'm sure it's gonna be on PS5 and PC as well. Um, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Now, I'm gonna take this time to just do a little announcement. Yeah, so we hit 30 subscribers today, this week. So I'm very, very happy about that. And I just want to thank all of you guys who click my video, watch the video, and click like and whatnot. At least 4 or 5 of you are consistently always doing that. So I appreciate you guys. The person always commenting 100%. Thank you so much for your support. You don't understand how much that means to me. But before anything else, the announcement, the whole point of this is that as you last week I uploaded a Street Fighter 6 top 5 character season 2 video, and in that video I'm doing a giveaway, and I said anyone who comments will get the giveaway. And in 28, so in 2 days I'm gonna be announcing the winner. So if you want to try and get it, comment on that video now. Otherwise, there's only one comment on that video, and that person is gonna win regardless. God damn it, that person is gonna win. And I feel like if you're not that person watching this, you're like, oh, let me comment. But if you're that person watching this, you're like, what are you telling them? Don't tell them. But I'm sorry, I have to be fair. I want all my subs to at least try to win it, and and whatnot. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for your support, and hopefully, we're at 30 subs now, but maybe one day we'll be at like 300,000. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? But thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate it 100%. I know I said it 10 times, but like I said, a YouTuber is nothing without his audience. So thank you guys.
Sure is hot out here.
Peace.
How are you holding up?